Hello and welcome back. In this video we will add a timer to the ball serve to give players a little advance warning on when the ball is about to be served. Now this isn't not necessary to do this, but I think it's probably better as the computer opponent has a little too big of an advantage in this regard against players because they're immediately reacting, whereas it takes players a little time to react. We'll also look at allowing the player to return to the main menu when the end game options are presented, so that we'll basically add in the function for this button. So let's get started with the ball timer. Now we will add most of the logic to this into ball script, so we will want a public float. No, we can actually use private here because it isn't going to be used anywhere else. Float time until ball serve, and we'll just initialize that to 1. We will want public bool. We can go back later and decide which will be public and private. We'll leave it public for now. Public bool is counting down time until serve ball, and we will initialize that to false. So if we go through the logic, probably the best place to start handling this is here. So we'll get all the information on how we're going to serve the ball, but we'll cut in here before we actually run the serve method, and we'll start counting down. So there are a number of ways you could do this. You could use a coroutine if you wanted, and it's probably a neater way to do it, but I think we'll just use a method and update for now, and we will start counting down time until ball is served. So that boolean we set is counting down time until serve ball. We'll make that true. Okay. So in update, only one of these conditions can exist. It can either be in play or it can be counting down the time to the ball serve. We can't use an else here because there are other conditions. So if is counting down time until ball serve, we will add a method count down time until ball serve. So while that boolean is active or is true, in each update loop it will come in here and check it's in play. No. Are you counting down until the time until the ball is served? Yeah. Run this method. So let's just write this method now, and we'll go back and tidy this up in a later tutorial. I've just kind of thrown all the methods in there for now. We'll have a look at that later. Count down the time until the ball is served. Update UI timer and serve ball when time has elapsed. And public, we don't need to pass anything, or we don't need to return anything. We don't need to pass anything. So if the timer is greater than 0, reduce it. Okay, and let's just build that so we'll get access to the fields here. So we're looking at the time until ball serve as what we want to reduce. So if Actually, it would probably make more sense to just reduce it first. So reduce time until ball serve by the time since last update. So time until ball serve, we'll reduce that by time dot delta time. That's the amount of time it's taken to run the update loop and any other logic. So that's the easiest way to reduce it. Now, if less than 0, we want to stop counting down, stop counting. We want to reset the timer. We're going to have a UI text element. We're going to want to hide that. Hide UI timer. And we will serve the ball. So if time until ball serve is less than or equal to 0, stop counting down. Reset timer. Hide UI text and serve ball. So to stop counting down is pretty easy. It's counting down because a boolean is counting down time until ball serve is true. All we need to do is set that to false. It'll stop. Is counting down time until ball serve equals false. We want to reset the timer. So time until ball serve, we'll set it to 1 and we can just we can figure it out from there. Hide the UI text. I don't think we've got that yet. And it might be better to, we're running off the UI functions out of game control, so you could do it in ball script if you wanted. We'll just do it here. And we need a text and we'll call it serve timer. Serve timer. Okay. So I think we should just go and grab this element now. Get a reference to the serve timer. So in game control object serve timer, and we have it set up here already. Just a UI element. Okay. So countdown time until ball serve. So if the time is less than 0, we want to do that. If it's not, we want to update. And if greater than 0, update the timer. So we're going to want a timer here. Sorry, we're going to make a method to update the timer. So let's just pop it in here for now. Update serve timer text and public void update serve timer text, and we want to pass a string serve timer text in, and we want to build it just so we can see. Serve timer. So serve timer, we want to access the text component equals serve timer text in. So we're basically just going to pass the string in here, and we're going to update it on the UI element. So back to the ball script now, and we have a reference to game control script, so we can do that. Game control script dot update serve timer text, and we need to pass in the string. So we want to pass in the time until the ball serve. Time until ball serve, and we're going to want to convert this to a string because it's currently a float, and we want, I think one decimal place is probably enough, so we format it with F1. Okay, and we need an extra round bracket there, so that should handle that side of it. And we're going to want to hide the UI text. We'll just directly access the field in game control. So it's serve. Yeah, I probably should have called it serve timer text just for clarity. And I think we need to access the game object, and we need to set active to false. And we want to, you see, we don't, once we call this method, we're really just starting to count on the timer here. We don't want to serve the ball immediately because it'll just fire the ball when the timer is still going. So we want to move that into here. And let's see, is there anything else that we need to do? We can just run it, and well, we can just run it and see. Actually, one thing we will need to do is we're going to need to activate the text. So let's see. And handle ball serve. We're basically the UI element in that's referencing game control will need to be switched on. So that's our serve. It's game control script dot serve timer dot game object dot set active, and that is true. So we just want to enable that so it can be seen. Now it's quite possible I've missed something here, but we can play it out to see. I think actually we're going to need to enable the menu panel now because the game logic won't run, and we'll just disable this because we can see it. We can see it there, so it should be off to start off with. Let's just. Okay, so that pretty much seems to be working alright. I'm just going to dodge it now. So yeah, it's still completing the game properly. The other thing we said we'd do in this video is we're going to take a quick look at this button here, and we want to add a method to return to the main menu. So game control script is the obvious contender for that, and just a simple method here. All we really need to do is we want to switch on the menu canvas, and let's just see, do we have it, or the menu panel. We have, I think we already have a reference to it here, so all we need to do is switch it on. Switch on menu panel, and public void, we can call it return to menu. We don't need to pass anything, and we just need to write menu panel dot set active true, and that should more or less take care of the complete game loop. At this stage we can just kind of keep playing indefinitely. So start the game, we've got our timer. Okay, I do need to change the text in that, but let's just check if it's working, and it isn't because I have forgotten to hook up I need to call a method. Let's just disable that so we can see what we're doing. We'll enable this. We'll go into the button. I'll change the text to return to the menu. We will go to the button. We need to set the event, the on-click event. Drag in game control script, return to menu. So let's just set this up the way it was now. That should be off, menu panel should be on. Let's just play it to make sure it's working. So start game. Okay, return to menu, start game. So there is some stuff we're going to need to take care of. The victory message is, yeah, there are some further issues here. Seems that it's not resetting the score, it's not hiding the victory message, but we will take care of that in the next tutorial, and I'll see you then.